Healthpreneurs, what's up? Yuri here. Another gorgeous day. Today we're going to be talking about how to get more done by actually doing less. I'm going to share 4 tips to help you do that, because as you know, I'm not a huge believer in working 20 hours a day and the whole grind and hustle mentality. I think it's way overplayed. I think there's a time and place for it to some degree, but at some point you just have to reconsider what's important in your life. So I'm just walking up a hill here with the dogs. I'm just gonna get around this little tree, and I want to give you some context. So if we look at, hope you enjoy these little scenic tours of my neighborhood as I shoot these videos. So if we look at successful CEOs, if we, the typical like corporate executives, right? Why do CEOs get paid so much? Even though stereotypically they spend most of their time on the golf course. People get pissed off about that. Hey, this person does nothing and they get paid all this money. I don't agree with that. I agree that they should totally get all the money that they want, because in a lot of cases, they're the ones taking the most risk, right? The buck falls on the CEO for anything, or it should, for anything that goes wrong in the company. But also, you have to remember that the higher up you get in business, something I learned from Dan Sullivan was, the less you work, the more you make. How does that make sense? The less you work, the more you make. Well, it doesn't make sense if you follow the philosophy that you have to work all the time and that hard work equals success. But when you think about it differently and you ask yourself, okay, does that make a lot of sense? Maybe it does for some people, but is that the life I want to live? Personally, not for me. So if I think to myself, okay, the less I work, the more I make, how does that happen? Well, the reason it happens is because it forces you to think smarter. It forces you to think smarter. Because if you know that you're not going to be working 24 hours a day and you set some boundaries on your time, it really forces you to prioritize what you're doing. So the 4 things I'm going to share with you here, I think will really give you some insight on how to do that. So the first thing is, number 1, you have to focus on your genius, your unique genius, which are, what are the activities that, you know what? We're gonna go this way because there's some construction going on down there. It's gonna get pretty noisy. So what are the activities that only you can do, that no one else can do, or that you can do better than anyone else? So for instance, one of my unique genius activities are these videos. Okay, nobody else can do this because it's me, it's my thoughts, it's the way I communicate them, and it's the really good use of my time. Sharing your ideas, mostly through your mouth, not necessarily writing, because writing you can obviously transcribe the words and so forth, is probably one of the best uses of your time. Sharing your message, right? That's a big one. So first one is figuring out your unique genius. The second thing is to get your most important work done first thing in the morning. Okay, so I get up early. I usually get up at 5:30, and the first 2 hours of my day are spent on the most important work. So that's, again, going to be in some form of communication, whether it's writing or putting together a strategy or something along those lines, where if I get that done, the rest of the day is a success. Third is you have to so just let me go back to unique genius. So you only focus on your best activities and you delegate the rest if possible. So third is you need to create strong boundaries in your life. You need to say, I'm only working from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. That's kind of my life, because I wake up at 5:30, I meditate first, then I work from about 6 to 8. Then I'm with the kids, take them to school. I work out from 9 till 10, where I take my dogs for a walk. I shoot some videos in some cases. And then from 10 till 12, I work, take a little break. And then from 12:30 till 3, that's my day. Okay, so I got about 5 to 6 hours of work per day. And if I can't get it done, I'm doing too much stuff. And it's very tough, and I'm guilty of this sometimes, of not doing anything afterwards. Like, that's why sometimes it's nice to have an external office where you leave everything there. You come home, you don't have anything. But it requires a little bit of discipline here to really stick to those boundaries, because if you don't have those boundaries, you will take as long as you need to do the work, right? Parkinsons Law, work expands to fill the time allotted to it. If you give yourself 2 hours to finish something, you'll finish it in 2 hours. If you give yourself 2 days, it'll take you 2 days. So give yourself those boundaries and stick to it as best as possible. And the fourth way to get more done is, again, to think about what is the minimum effective dose, is what are the simple few activities, and this kind of ties back into number one, the simple few activities that if these got done would make the most impact. I don't know what is going on with my dog. She does not want to walk here. What are the fewest activities that are going to create the biggest impact? And this is tough for some people to figure out. Like, how do you know what's going to make the most impact? Well, first of all, a lot of people don't. That's why they need the right coaching to share what that is. Because listen, it's not posting on social media 1,000 times a day. It's not doing Instagram stories all the time. Maybe it's setting up a Facebook ad campaign and letting it run automatically for you until the end of time. That might be a much better use of your time. So you need to figure out what those core activities are, those few activities that are going to move the needle in the biggest way, and focus most of your efforts on those. So those are 4 ways to get a lot more done in less time. And if you like this kind of stuff, give it a share with someone who needs to hear this. And if you want our help to just get shit in order and help you streamline your business a lot more effectively, just send me a DM, send me a message. Let's have a chat. Let's figure out where you are, where you want to go, where you're stuck, and let's get you on track. Right? This is stuff we do every single day with dozens of our clients on a daily basis, and we'd love to help you if you're a good fit. So hope you enjoy this one. Look forward to talking with you soon.